Hello, law students and legal practitioners. Today, we will analyze the case of Camlian versus Commission on Elections, GR number 124169, decided by the Supreme Court on April 18, 1997. Let's begin. Here are the legal doctrines of the case. Execution pending appeal in election cases is an extraordinary remedy and constitutes an exception to the fundamental rule that judgments may only be executed once they become final and executory. Consequently, the rule allowing such execution must be strictly construed, and the burden lies heavily upon the movant to demonstrate the existence of clearly established and compelling, good reasons. The mere invocation of public interest, the speedy determination of election results, or the generalized claim that the appeal is dilatory does not automatically qualify as good reasons. Such justifications must be grounded on concrete, specific, and demonstrably urgent circumstances that outweigh the potential prejudice or disruption that may result if the judgment is later reversed on appeal. In election contests, both the candidate proclaimed by the Board of Canvassers and the Protestant declared winner by the trial court, while the case is under appeal, are regarded as presumptive winners. As a rule, absent exceptional circumstances, it is legally and administratively unsound to dislodge a presumptive winner in favor of another presumptive winner pending final adjudication, as such action is disruptive of public service and undermines stability in governance. The Commission on Elections, COMELEC, by virtue of its constitutional mandate and statutory appellate jurisdiction, possesses the authority to issue extraordinary writs of certiorari, prohibition, and mandamus in election cases and to nullify acts of lower courts that are tainted with grave abuse of discretion amounting to lack or excessive jurisdiction, including improvident orders granting execution pending appeal. Here are the relevant facts of the case. During the May 8, 1995 local elections, Asan, Sonny, Camlian and Leonardo A. Piaquinto were opposing candidates for the mayoralty of Isabela, Basilan. Upon completion of the canvass, Piaquinto was proclaimed the winning candidate after receiving a total of 8,217 votes, as against Camlian's 5,946 votes. Following his proclamation on May 12, 1995, Piaquinto duly assumed office and began discharging the functions of mayor. On May 19, 1995, Camlian filed an election protest before the Regional Trial Court, RTC, of Basilan, Branch 2. After revision and appreciation of the contested ballots, the RTC rendered a decision dated January 22, 1996 declaring Camlian as the duly elected mayor. The RTC found that Camlian obtained 5,836 valid votes, while Piaquinto received only 2,291 votes. On the same day the decision was rendered, Piaquinto filed a notice of appeal to the Commission on Elections. Camlian, for his part, promptly filed a motion for execution pending appeal. After hearing, the RTC granted the motion on January 31, 1996, issued a writ of execution, and allowed Camlian to assume the office of mayor. Aggrieved, Piaquinto filed a petition for certiorari with the COMELEC, alleging grave abuse of discretion on the part of the RTC in issuing the order of execution pending appeal. The COMELEC issued a temporary restraining order and later a writ of preliminary injunction directing both the trial judge and Camlian to desist from implementing the execution. Eventually, in its resolution dated April 16, 1996, the COMELEC nullified the RTC's order granting execution pending appeal, the writ of execution, and Camlian's proclamation, and ordered Camlian to vacate the office and restore Piaquinto to the position of mayor, without prejudice to the final resolution of the appeal. Camlian then elevated the matter to the Supreme Court via a petition for certiorari, asserting that the COMELEC committed grave abuse of discretion in annulling the RTC's order and interfering with the execution of the judgment. Issue: whether the Commission on Elections committed grave abuse of discretion amounting to lack or excessive jurisdiction when it nullified the RTC's order granting execution pending appeal. No, the COMELEC did not commit grave abuse of discretion. Under Rule 39, Section 2 of the Rules of Court, applied suppletorily to election cases, execution pending appeal is permitted only upon the presence of good reasons, which must be explicitly stated in a special order. Jurisprudence consistently holds that such rule is to be strictly construed, since it derogates from the general principle that only final judgments may be executed. Moreover, Section 50 of Batas Pambanza BLG 697 grants the COMELEC appellate jurisdiction over election cases decided by the RTC and the concomitant authority to issue extraordinary writs to prevent or nullify acts tainted with grave abuse of discretion. The Supreme Court agreed with the COMELEC that the RTC failed to establish genuine, good reasons to justify immediate execution. The RTC merely reiterated the Protestants' assertions regarding public interest, alleged vote manufacturing, and supposed dilatory intent of the appeal without articulating concrete factual findings demonstrating urgency or necessity. The court emphasized that public interest is best served not by haste, but by ensuring that the true winner of the election is determined with finality. Allegations of vote manufacturing are precisely the matters to be resolved in the appeal, not preempted through execution pending appeal. Further, displacing one presumptive winner in favor of another, only to potentially reverse such displacement later, results in instability in local governance and disruption of public service. Hence, the RTC's order constituted grave abuse of discretion, and the COMELEC correctly exercised its supervisory authority in annulling it. Thank you for listening and happy learning. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Legal Shepherd PH YouTube channel and click the notification bell to stay updated on newly uploaded cases and jurisprudence. See you again for our next case discussions.